Alright guys, how we doing everybody? Back. Long time no see, huh? Alright, before we get started, I just want to address the public again. I apologize for the swearing in the last video. I mean, I really tried. I want to make these videos realistic, okay? And I am ticked off about this team, which is why I was swearing so much, because I hate losing, and I'm not doing this to I'm not a bad person. It's just I'm acting, okay? I am still an actual coach though. Yeah, 17 years. Yeah, I've been doing this. Yeah, 17 years. Yeah. So I'm really trying. Look, I'm trying my best here with this whole censorship thing. I really am. Okay, but anyway. That's neither here nor there. Alright, so we're ready to begin here. Alright, let's get started then. Yeah, we're ready, Tim. Yep.
Alright, we're going to start off with Stephanie Jenkins, followed by Yuko Fujimoto.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm alright. First press conference in a while, huh?
Yeah, it took us a while to get over here, but now we're here. So here we are.
Okay. Alright. So my question for you is just your overall thoughts on the Texans game, and was it really what you expected it to be?
This game, honestly, it wasn't what I expected, to be honest. Could have been a lot worse, but I wasn't expecting a loss. That at least it was only a 7-point loss, and not like a 27-point loss like the San Fran game. But still, I mean, I don't think we should have lost this game. I mean, this should have been a win. We should have won by at least 3 or 7. The Texans have the worst rush defense, worst rush yards per attempt, per carry, per game. It's just not. They're not a good defensive team on the ground, but through the air, even though Cam put up 230 in this game, they shut us down through the air. So I'm really surprised that Cam didn't throw any picks. I mean, that really surprised me. But this game, just like Bill said, we just didn't take advantage of any of our opportunities, which is really, really, really unfortunate. When you get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. I mean, they're not there 24/7. You have to earn them, and we earned them, but we didn't take advantage of what we earned, which is horse shit. Oh shit, I'm sorry, but it's poppycock. That's an old 1920s term, but it's whatever. But it wasn't a good game. It was a messy, sloppy, really just a messy game, an unorganized game. So that's the best I can put it. It wasn't a good game. It was a messy game. I didn't like it.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, no problem, Stephanie.
Alright, we have Yuko Fujimoto, followed by Mario Andretti. Hello, Coach, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Fujimoto, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. My question for you is about Damian Harris. What you will see from him ever since he's had more opportunity. What you will think you'll see from him?
Yeah, Damian's a hard runner. I really like Damian. I like his toughness. I like his grit. I like his fight for extra yardage. Till I can see a little bit more of his catching out of the backfield, then I'll really, really, really love him. But as of right now, he's just a ground and pound power running back, which is, again, that's not a bad thing at all. But hopefully he can actually expand his role and be more versatile. But as far as what I've seen from him so far, he's done a really, really good job. So.
Take it, Jim.
Yeah, no problem, Eco. No problem.
We have Mario Andretti, Smith. Hey, Coach, how you doing here?
Hey, Mario. Hey, welcome back, Ben.
Hey, I'm good. Yeah, hey, it's great to be back here, Jim. We've been out of this. I don't know what the hell happened. It's just that we were talking to Alfred, and it says Alfred. I says, what the hell? I mean, he's usually the tech guys, and he just. I don't know what the hell. We haven't had a press conference in a while. I don't know if there's something wrong with the tech. With the software. I know we just got a new camera. But it's just Jesus Christ now. I says, when are we gonna have a press conference here? All right, but anyway, question for you is about Isaiah Wynn. He got injured pretty bad. He was able to get up on his own power and walk off the field, but how do you feel about Isaiah's injury? And number 72, I don't know that guy's name, but he replaced him. How do you think he did?
Losing Isaiah, because according to Bill, because apparently I don't know what I'm talking about, so I haven't seen really anything from Isaiah. I really haven't. I would take Michael Onwenu. I would take Mike over Isaiah any day of the week, 15 times on Sunday, 8 times on Saturday. So I mean, I haven't seen anything from Isaiah, but obviously losing someone to the offensive line is a killer, because the offensive line is the backbone of this offense, and right now we have a vertebra that's shattered, and that's Isaiah. But number 72, I want to say it was Jermaine, but I might be horribly wrong. Jermaine Illuminor. I don't know if we still even have him, but 72. Honestly, I have no clue. I have no clue. I mean, I could look it up, but but I don't know. JJ still got to JJ still got to Cam, and they were sending blitz packages through the middle, and Justin was getting in there. They were still able to disrupt us. So I don't really think it made much of a difference.
All right, yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, Jim. We got to do this more often, huh?
Yeah, we do.
All right. Thank you, Mario. All right, Dante Smith. Next is ZJ Lee. Hey, Jim. How you doing, man?
Hey, Dante. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Chilling. But my question for you is, the defensive line. How y'all think Chase Winovich did? How you think he's been doing so far? Dietrich Wise. What's been going on with Shalik? Shalik Calhoun. Former Raider. Pretty young, I think 26, 25, 26. He made some good plays in the Raider game, but we haven't seen much from him. So what's been going on with Shalik? And this is severe.
Well, Chase, I think Chase is one of our better defensive linemen. And as far as Dietrich's really trying to improve his craft and his technique, and I think he's actually getting pretty better. And as far as Shalik, I have no clue. I think Shalik is actually on IR. I don't know when he's coming back. I got to have a talk with Bill about that. But speaking of defensive line, this guy Tack McKinley from the Bengals and I think the Colts and the Falcons. Actually, not the Colts, just the Falcons and the Bengals, and it just got released. And former 49er too. Just 2 days later, after San Fran signed him, they released him because he failed his physicals. But if he can get his freaking shit together, I think we should go after him, because I really like Tack. So that's just something to throw out there, Tack McKinley. I like Tack, so we'll see what happens. Tic tac toe. You know what I mean. All right, but they're trying, and Shalik. I'll look into what's been going on with Shalik, but it shouldn't be anything serious.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, no problem, Dante.
Next we have ZJ Lee, followed by Eric Sampson. Sorry. I just want to ask you, how are you, Coach?
Hey, Z, how are you?
So my question for you is about, I guess just the Cam Newton. Do you think he's doing a bad job, or do you think it's just the offense?
You see, that's a really good question. I don't think it's Cam's fault at all. I don't think it's Cam's fault at all. Aside from, like I told him in the post-game locker room, I said, aside from a few ball security issues, like against the Bills and mostly the Bills, but just taking care of football, making good decisions, smart decisions, making accurate throws. That all goes into decision making. But I don't think the offensive struggle, I don't think it's all on him. For two reasons. Two reasons why it isn't all on him. First of all, it's meaningless to put all the blame on one person, because it's a team game. Any game ending in ball is a team game, usually, okay? Baseball is a team game. Basketball, team game. Soccer ball, they don't call it soccer ball, they call it soccer, but still, team game, okay? Football is a team game, okay? But yeah, I mean, it's the play calling, it's the coaching, it's the personnel, it's the decision making of who's in the game and who isn't. I mean, think about it. You put Damian in, he breaks a 50-yard run, and then you pull him. It's like, what the fuck? What? Why would you think doing that would make any sense at all? You throw it to Demir, he gets a 60-yard catch after the run, or run after the catch, gets forced out of bounds, celebrates, first down, and then you pull him. It's like, what the hell? Seriously? But anyway, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, just make me the offensive coordinator, But, I don't think it has anything to do with Cam. But as far as the ball security issues, that's on him. But as far as the game plan, with the strategy, with what plays are being called, with rehearsal of plays, that's on the coaches. That has nothing to do with him. You can't be calling screens on 3rd and 20. You just can't. You can't do it. It does not work. It does not work. It cannot work. It will not work. Can, won't, doesn't. It doesn't work. Can't work, won't work. 3rd and 10, I can understand, but anything more than 10, you shouldn't be calling screens, okay?
She's here. That's how we say it. Thank you. She's here.
Yeah, no problem, Z.
Next question is Eric Sampson, followed by Edward G. Robinson. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Hi, Eric.
My question for you is just about James White and how you think he did today.
Yeah, James made some good plays when we needed him. He's still got his elusiveness in him. He's still a tough guy, still a tough running back. I think he's, I want to say he's, sorry about that. I think he's, how old is he, 30? I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 28, I don't know, but I remember when we had him in Super Bowl 51, and he was, I think, 24. So so. But, James has always been a reliable guy for us. He hates losing, and he's a humble guy, so I got a lot of respect for him. So he did a fine job today.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, no problem, Eric.
Next question is Edward G. Robinson, followed by Melissa DeFanto. Hi, Coach.
Hi, Edward. How are you?
I'm good. My question for you is, do you plan on re-signing Cam Newton?
Well, that's honestly, I can't really see that far into the future. I just want to see what Cam can do right now, and it's not really futuristic as far as what's been going on in the past so far this season. It's all about right now. This is the present. This is today. So as far as are we going to re-sign him, I don't know. Would I be surprised? No. Would I be surprised if we released him? No. So it is when it comes to that. I mean, when you have good players like Austin Carr and Cravon LeBlanc, people who make one-handed picks in the end zone in clutch situations, and then receivers who are clutch when we need them in the preseason in close games to make the team, and we cut them, it is impossible to know. It's scary. You should not be cutting players who show up when we need them. And apparently Bill doesn't understand that. And I've had numerous talks with Josh and Nick and Bill and Rob and all these other guys. And excuse me. So far they don't care. Passing on DK, passing on T. How do you do it? But that's as far as I'm going with it. So.
Thank you, Coach. Our next question is Melissa DeFanto, followed by Kurt Schilling.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, Melissa. How are you?
I'm good. I just need your overall input on this because I'm hearing a lot of stuff here from the public and other fellow Patriot fans, especially on Patriots Global, which is where we get all of our intel from, and obviously Patriots.com. But Josh McDaniels, calling screens on third and second and long, it really doesn't sound right. It's really not a sound game plan. It's really not a strategic battle plan. And so my question for you, Jim, is what are we doing about Josh?
Well, he's Josh has had many opportunities to speak with other teams. Teams like I think Indianapolis wanted him, Houston wanted him. So he's had opportunities to. I think Tennessee may have wanted him at one point. New York, I think, wanted him at one point. Miami, possibly, I don't know, but he's spoken with numerous teams. Detroit. That's how we lost Matt, was to Detroit, but I don't want to lose Josh, but I can't. Here's another thing. The reason why this offense is struggling, okay. It has nothing to do with Cam. It has nothing to do with the offensive line, okay? It doesn't even have anything to do with the receivers. It has nothing to do with Josh. It has nothing to do with the with the receivers coaches, who no, it's not Mick's the quarterbacks guy, but whoever the hell it is. It has nothing to do with Nick. It has nothing to do with Ivan or Steve or any of these guys, or the tight ends guy, whatever the hell his name is. DeMarcus, he's a defensive guy. Gerard, none of these guys. The safety coaches, Joe, when we had the problem with Josh, that was last year before we lost Joe. It has to do with Bill and Rob. The way they handle off-season protocols and draft picks, because, again, DK Metcalf and T. Higgins, those are two great guys that we could have took. And T went to Cincinnati and DK went to Seattle. And what have we seen out of... Honestly, I haven't seen much out of T, but that's only because I don't really watch the Bengals, but I might have to look up some of his film. But aside from T, look at DK. He's been balling out. Okay? we had DK fall right into our hands. We had Lamar fall right into our hands. We almost had Rashaan Evans, but the Titans took him, linebacker from Alabama, And there's another linebacker going into this year's draft, Dylan Moses from Alabama. I don't know where the hell he's going, but, I mean, we could use him, So we'll see, but I don't know. But the reason why I don't want to release Josh or trade him or have him go to another team is because I don't really want to take a chance on losing him, because I don't know what this offense can do without Josh, and that's the real threat. So again, the reason why I don't want to see him go somewhere else is because I feel like we don't want to really take a chance on losing him. So it's like Tom, with when he was in Michigan, and or not Michigan, when he was with the Patriots, when he just started off with the Patriots, he was a good guy because Bill saw him make comebacks from when he was in Michigan time and time again. But, he made a share of rookie mistakes. He'd get clobbered. The Bills, wanted to take his head off. You remember that. And he got right back up. So the reason why we didn't release Tom is because we didn't want to take a chance on losing him. It's the same thing with Josh. We've seen Josh come up with clever play calls. Clever play calls and situational gameplay and good plays, good runs, good passes, good concepts. And we've seen him do it time and time again for the past 20 years, which is why we don't want to take a chance on losing him, which is why we're keeping him. So that's why we're not doing anything with Josh. That's why Josh is staying here. All the public might want to say, as much as I hate Josh's decision-making sometimes, that doesn't mean he's a bad coordinator. He just has to work with what we have, which, again, that's not his fault. The reason why the offense is the way it is right now has nothing to do with Josh. It has nothing to do with Cam. It has to do with Bill and Rob and who they drafted. It has nothing to do with anyone else. All right, that's a very long answer, but I'm sorry. This has been a 22-minute press conference here. I want to try to wrap this up here.
Melissa? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, no problem, Melissa. Yep, thank you.
We haven't been one of these conferences in quite a while.
No, we haven't.
No problem, Melissa. She's got it right there, Jim. All right, next question is Kurt Chang, followed by Weston Fields. Coach!
Hey, Kurt, how are you? You alright there, Kurt?
I'm good, thank you, man. And the question for you is about Kyle Duggar. What do you think from him so far?
Honestly, I think Kyle is just an echo of Patrick. All he does is tackle. I mean, he can go sideline to sideline, I guess. But, I mean, I want to see... I want to see Jamal Adams come out. I want to see him. I want to see... offensive line, knowing which guards are pulling and blitzing gaps and shooting gaps and sacking the quarterback and picks and breakups and hard hits. I want to see everything out of Kyle. I've only seen one thing. I've seen tackling and that's it. I haven't seen anything special come out of him. Yeah, he's made a few stops on third down and stuff. He's a good tackler, but other than that, I haven't seen anything out of him. And I don't know why people are hyping him up. I mean, he's a tackler. So are the other 10 guys on defense. So what the hell do you want from me here? All he does is, he tackles on the field and that's it. What do you want from him? What do you want from me, huh? He's got a couple tackles and that's it. Yeah. I got to see a little bit more out of Kyle. He's a good tackler, I'll give him that. He can make key stops. He can play the linebacker position, so he's got a little tiny pinch of versatility in him, but I got to see, pull recognition. I got to see gap shooting. I got to see picks, hard hits, sacks, play recognition. I got to see everything. I don't want you to... Now, I know he's a freaking rookie, okay? I know that. But if I don't see that from him, if I don't see a Jamal Adams in him within the next 3 or 4 years, he's a screw-up of a pick, too. But as of right now, he's just an average safety. He's just an average safety.
Thanks, Jim. Our next question is Weston
sorry,
Field,
Kurt,
and then I'll go.
Yeah, sorry, Kurt. You're welcome, though.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Weston, how are you?
I'm good. The question for you was about the receivers, and how do you think they've progressed over the past couple weeks?
Well, you know, Demir, I think had 162 yards receiving today, against Houston, which is a career high for him. And then Nikhil is Nikhil. And then Jacoby's really stepped up. I think we need a little bit more help from Isaiah and the other Isaiah and Dante. Because we got 2 Isaiahs at quarterback. We got Ford and then we got Zubair. And I got to see more out of Zubair. I got to see more out of Zubair, and I got to see more out of Ford, and I got to see more out of Dante Moncrief. But Dante had a good game. Had a catch. Maybe a couple more, I'm not sure, but I saw the one catch that he did make because I was at work. I tried to work and watch at the same time, so I was able to see some of it. So, yeah, we still lost, but the receivers they're trying the best they can. So I got to give them that at least.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, you're welcome, Weston.
All right, Jim, how you doing?
Right then.
Question for you is, do you think you guys are still a playoff team? I think we actually, if I could check the inventory right here, if I could check the schedule, and we could find out who we're playing next week. I think it's the Rams, but I'm not completely sure.
I think it's the Cardinals.
I'm just checking the database here just to check the schedule to see who we're playing. We are playing the Cardinals,
Yep.
Chargers, and then the Rams. Alright, so we got the Cardinals next week at 1 o'clock at Gillette, and then the Chargers, the Rams, the Dolphins, and the Bills and the Jets. So, the question for you is, do you think this team is still a playoff team? And if not, what do you do going forward?
No. 7 and 9 if we get lucky. So, let's see. Cardinals we're gonna lose. Rams will probably lose to. Chargers we better freaking win. That's 5, so maybe 6 and 10. It's either going to be 5 and 11, 6 and 10, or 7 and 9. I don't see us going 8 and 8. But what do we do going forward is we coach better. We freaking actually sign receivers and we keep them, because I'm telling you, if we had the same offense we had week 2 of last year, we keep the defense the same, the number 1 defense, we would have easily won the Super Bowl last year. Easily. And I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. We would have easily won the Super Bowl with that team. Tom, with A.B. and Josh Gordon and Edelman, and Demaryius Thomas and Gunnar and Nikhil and Jacoby. Okay. And even Matthew. I mean, that's about 7 or 8, maybe 6, 7 or 8 solid receivers. Minus Nikhil. But, and then the tight ends is really who we could have focused on, but I guess not. We got to stick with Ryan and Dalton. I haven't heard anything from Dalton, but just going forward is we just got to coach better. We got to sign. We got to sign better. We got to have off-season protocols better. All right, but I'm gonna let you guys go. All right, but that's pretty much it. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get up here. Okay. All right. All right, so we got we got the Cardinals next week. That'll be a festival. Yep. All right, thank you guys. All right, the next press conference will probably be. I'll try my best to make it either Friday or Saturday. So let's see here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you.